Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. It is the start of another week. Time for some inspirational coffee, as I would say, and we're going to have some fun. I've been looking forward to this, obviously, since last week. I've been telling you all, get ready next week. We're talking about harmony and abundance at home. If you see me looking that way, by the way, I keep going in this direction. I have to open up my screen so I can see your comments when you guys join and you say good morning, because that's how we roll in our family. Monday mornings, 8 o'clock Eastern is our time to just be in each other's company and vibration and feel the love. Hey, Chisa, Valerie, look at my friends. They're like on it every Monday morning. I can tell who's going to be the first five, literally every Monday morning. Hey, Denise, Gail from the UK. Oh my gosh. Gail, haven't seen you on a Monday in a while. So happy that you're here. Good morning. Hey, Jackie. Morning, everyone. All right, so I'm going to actually just jump right into this because I'm really excited about this topic. And I met this incredible lady. I'm one of those people, I just go through life and trust the universe that the right people are going to come along. And I'm blessed to be connected with some incredible people. And so Erica, one of our clients, sent me an email that literally just said, I think you two need to meet. I think you two should meet. And that was it. And we both said yes. We got on a phone call, and it was love at first sight. I was like this the entire phone call, like, wow, another amazing human being out there doing her thing, shining her light with an incredible story that I think you're all going to love. Because one of the things that I know is I would say a large percentage of the people that jump on here Monday mornings are women. We love our home. We're nurturers. We take pride in, our surroundings, and to be able to leverage that to manifest and create harmony and more abundance in our life. I don't know about you. I think if you're all on here, like I'm seeing the numbers of you that are joining live, I think if you're on here, then you're like me and you really want to tap into how can what else can we do besides making our home look beautiful and feel serene? Is there anything else that we could do that would support us in attracting more of our heart's desires? And so that is why when I met this lady and I heard her story and heard what she did, I went to bat for all of you. And I said, would you be willing to come talk with me on Facebook Live and Clubhouse? So she'll be on Thursday on Clubhouse as well. You can join us there. And on Clubhouse, what's beautiful is you get to come on stage and talk directly with her and ask questions. So if you're on Clubhouse, join us Thursday morning at 9 a.m. With all of that said, this beautiful lady is Mina. I'm going to try to say it, Mina Fies. How do you say your last name?
Fies.
Fies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just put a mental note in my head, like I have to see Fees instead of the way your name is spelled, so I'll say it properly. But Mina is just an incredible person, and the thing that I love, I'm hoping she'll share a little bit with you, is about her journey and how she decided to travel across the country on her own and find herself. So Mina, would you share a little bit about what you do and that specific part of your story? Because that was what had me like doing butterflies and cartwheels, saying, I love you.
Thank you, Tasha. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, for inviting me. And I felt that same thing when Erica introduced us. It's like right off the bat, like, oh my God, my soul sister here. So thank you so much for that connection. And I'm just happy to be here with you and your peeps. So well, I'll start with a little story way before the trip, which was why I even talk about energy and spaces and everything, because I had started a home remodeling firm almost 13 years ago now. And I was 13 years. And I was at this event and I won a door prize for a feng shui consultation. And I'm like, feng what? Like, what is this? Why? What is this thing?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so funny. And so we've been running our business out of our little 2-bedroom condo. We had 4 employees up in the loft, and she came over and she told me to move my couch and all this stuff. But then she goes, what's upstairs? And I said, well, that's the office. And she's like, well, I need to look at that. long story short, she looks at this main desk as she walks up. She's like, "Oh, who sits there?" And I said, "Emily, our designer." And she's like, "Oh, well, where do you sit?" I'm like, I like to look out the window. She's like, "Oh, no, you are not in the power position. Your back is to everybody. Energetically, you are checked out." I'm like, "I thought I like to look at birds. Like, what are you talking about?" Anyway, so I told Emily she got the window seat, and I sat behind that desk, and I felt all of a sudden like I was at the helm of a ship. I
Wow.
swear, I just felt the energy shift. I felt more control. I felt like I was there to receive the business, even though clients didn't come to our house. And I told her that. She said it didn't matter. That doorway really symbolized abundance and things coming into our business. And like magic, you know how this works, Tasha,
Yes.
like
Yes.
magic, our phone started ringing, more ideal clients, our business took off, and it just was like a trajectory up. And I just said, okay, there's something to this. And it started that whole journey. So
Wow.
anyway, so that's how I started talking about energy and all that good stuff.
So yeah, so if you're watching and you like when Mina told me the story, I just thought, because I've heard this before. We've done conversations like this, over the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm always intrigued by the simple shifts that we can make and energetically just open up ourselves to abundance. So if you're like me and you're like, what? Sit in a certain position at my desk, put my desk in a certain way, and the phone will start ringing. Like, can you just let me know that I'm amongst my peeps? I'm not the only crazy one who loves that idea and wants to learn more, right? Because whenever I hear this stuff, I'm like, I soak up like tell me what else. You'll see I have my money tree, I have my crystal, like I have it. I just need you to tell me. It will open me up more energetically, and I've got my abundance oil. I love it. All right, Mina, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I love all that about you. And it's really about, like, spaces are either draining our energy or they're fueling us. And that's really kind of how I live my life now, of looking at my space, my client spaces, to say what could possibly be something that you could either put in or take away to help you really get that flow back. And when I say take away, a lot of times we have those little junk drawers, those files, especially when we have businesses or whatever, it's like our filing system just gets, full, and there's no room energetically to be able to bring in more clients. If you're looking for that, maybe you don't own a business, maybe it's just more time and energy and just feeling better in your space, and those little nooks and crannies in our homes where things get stuck, or there's that pile that you never get to. I bet if we all closed our eyes for just a couple minutes, we would be able to think of, or you don't even have to close your eyes, but just think of, oh yeah, that closet. And just like you get a little tick. You're like, oh God.
Let's do it. Let's sit for 30, 60 seconds and close our eyes. And because as soon as you said that, I'm like, my first thought was, no, I recently moved into a new house. So I've tried, really hard to have everything be clean and spacious and none of that. But then it took me like a good 4 seconds. I was like, oh yeah, that pile. The mail I haven't gotten to for 2 weeks. It's in a box in my closet in my office, So like that was less than 5 seconds. I thought of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, why don't you guide us through that? I think.
Okay, great. So if everybody just close your eyes for a couple minutes, or for a minute, take a deep breath. Just kind of drop down into your body, almost feel the energy pool at the base of your spine. And just allow your imagination, your intuition to bring forth anywhere in your home that just doesn't feel that good, or feels like maybe there's some energy stuck, or you just think of like, oh yeah, I need to get to that. It could be a room. Like I said, it could be a closet. It could be something as simple as a junk drawer. It could be that old Peloton that you bought and you got so excited, but now it's, drying your clothes. Whatever it is for you. Just allow it to come up into your conscious mind. And the key is, when you find it, is not to get into the energy of making it wrong or that it's doing anything bad. That's not what this is about. It's allowing your intuition just to bring it forth so that you can clear the energy with it. And then it just takes a couple seconds, like Tasha said, so we can come back.
Yeah. I got 3 spots.
All right. What 3 spots?
So one is that little basket in my closet with my 2 weeks of bills. One is a chest I have next to my dining table, and it's turned into like a catch-all, like paint samples for my paintings and like whatever, closet magazines, whatever. They're all just like in there. And then I have this drawer in my kitchen, and these 2 things are right next to each other. So I'm intrigued by the energy in that space. That's also become like let me just put all the extra stuff in there. And so, yeah, those are my 3.
Yeah, that's great. And it's not even like, oh my God, it's not, we have to Marie Kondo our life. We don't have to turn this into this. And I love Marie Kondo. So, so we don't have to like go drastic. It's just taking those little junk drawers, those little areas in your life, and just identifying them. Them's the first, the step. First step is just recognition that there's a situation.
Yes. What I love about what you just did though is, like I said, and I see everyone on here, Gail's lots of, I'm always decluttering. Good. What I loved about that was I don't think it has to be clutter. No. It could be for, like what it did was it tapped into my intuition, which told me it could just be, like you said, a space that needs something added or needs something taken away, that you're just thinking of cleaning up. And this is about an energetic space in your house that needs some attention, some tending. Yeah.
Exactly. And on the flip side of that, so what I would love to talk about a little bit is I love helping people create a Zen zone in their home. So I have a download called, how to create your own Zen zone. But just briefly, it's finding a place, and I see yours. It's always behind you, like you've got your spot. But so often we've got kids and spouses, and we just have so much going on in our lives that there's never that we don't carve out a little area for us. And regardless if you pray or meditate or do yoga or just want to read a book or just put on some music and just have your little timeout area in your home where people, and you actually teach them how to say, you know what, when I need a few minutes, this is my spot. And it means that I need to, kind of rebalance and recharge our energy. So I really love to encourage people to create that. And it literally I've had people do it in a closet. I've had people do it just in a little corner with a chair and a little journal next to it. And you just know every time you walk by, it calls you to kind of come back to yourself a little bit. So I just highly encourage everyone to find a spot for themselves.
A Zen zone. And is there anything in that area that you would encourage us to consider having to make it feel more aligned to us in some way? Or
yeah, absolutely. Well, it really depends on everyone's personality, but for me, I love to have a really nice smelling candle because I like to bring in the elements, the earth element. So I like a little bit of fire, so I can light a candle, and it just tells my body and my mind that it's time to just relax and kind of come home to myself. So a candle, I like a journal or a book. So you want a little bit of a light or something, maybe a little table, or if it's an altar. So if you do meditate, then I'm really big into creating altars and shifting that around with the different seasons as well. So it could be something that's a little bit more formal. But yeah, and in a comfy chair, you just want to be comfortable. Or if you are going to sit on the floor, just having a nice little meditation, pillow, and just see it and just like,
That's my spot.
Right. Yeah.
I love it. So we were talking before we went live, and I was curious. I know for me in my home, I have my exact spot where when I want to go be aligned, like if I'm working on something and I want to journal about it, or I need to create content or copy or, anything to do with I need to be really aligned with my higher self. I need those downloads. There is a specific spot. My eyes just went right to it, right? There's a specific spot in my office. It's right there. And I'm facing west, which is my wisdom direction. And I know exactly, I kid you not, I actually sit on the floor. I have a big, huge sectional, never use it. I sit on the floor. Something about that just grounds me. And I sit there, I have my journals, and I literally can just be in the zone like that. Nothing else needed. The moment I sit in that position on that spot. So for all of you watching, do you have a place in your home like that? Like like it is your, like Mina saying, your Zen zone. But whatever maybe you haven't called it that before, but you've just noticed. Yeah. Jackie says hers is the floating pool. Oh, she says mine is floating in my pool. I love that. Yeah, Jackie, it's so funny because I've noticed that that's kind of like your Friday, financially free Friday thing that you do. So if you ladies are watching, I want to be inspired by you guys. Can you share what is your spot? What is that spot for you? Do you know it? Have you observed that there's a certain place in your home that you just get connected, you know? Valerie says, I have a few depending on what I need. That's true.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I've noticed too that lately, when I'm just really like my mind is super cluttered, I'm feeling just totally out of balance. The weirdest thing has been happening. I want to cook. I'm like, what? What? I will just start cooking for no reason. Soups, like weeks of cooking, you know, worth of food, and it makes no rhyme or reason, but that just calms me. And yeah, so I think Valerie, like you, it depends on what's going on. But for my downloads for my business and like I want to create, I definitely have a spot for that. Denise says her bathroom. Gail says she's going to have to think this one too. She thinks it's been in her garden. Tanya, my balcony. Yeah, so good. So you guys all have a little spot.
I love it.
I love it. Tracy says, I got to put this up on the screen. Tracy, only Tracy, my home gym.
Nice, Tracy. Oh, I could use some of that. I wish that was mine.
I wish that was mine. I want to feel zen. Let me just go in my home gym.
Right.
Not. Oh my God, that's too cute. Yeah. All right, I love it. So Chisa, actually, I'm going to bring this up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So Chisa says her closet. For the first time in my adult life, my home has a sizable, closet in my bedroom. And one day I was talking to my special person. By the way, for those of you who did not capture this last week, a lot of you were messaging me like, your guy's on his way, all this stuff. I have a guy now. That's what I was telling you guys last week, and you totally missed it. So anyway, so when I recently he was traveling, and there was a lot of people in my house for some reason. There were 2 people, which feels like a lot. and we were talking, and I said, hold on a second, I kind of need some privacy. And just by chance, I went into my closet, and the moment I sat in a closet, it literally just felt like the entire world just vanished, and it was just him and I. And I got off the phone, and let me just tell you, my closet has probably become my next favorite place because I will go, and my kids are now, I hear them walking around the house, Mom, like trying to find me, texting me on the phone. I'm sitting in the closet in the dark, laid out on my back, and it's like, oh my God, where's this been my whole life? Right. What is that about? Tell me, because there's got to be a rational reason I love this closet so much.
Well, it might be. I don't have it in front of me, but there might be in feng shui, like you were saying, the directions. So in feng shui, there's a thing called a bagua, and it's spelled Bagua. And so I would be really curious to know where your closet lays in your home on the bagua. So if it's in a relationship corner, or if it's in the travel, like what corner it is, and maybe that energetic connection could be.
It's in my relationship. It is in my relationship.
Yeah. That's exactly why.
That's interesting.
I love it.
Interesting. Okay. But I think there's something to laying in the dark in a closed room. I don't know. I'm just saying. You all might want to try that. So yeah.
I love it.
So like in our homes in general, I think what is the importance of things like, we talked about decluttering. So just, creating harmony by having more energetic flow without the clutter, because clutter, I would imagine, blocks energy.
Yeah. Yeah. You can put as many plants in the right corners and face the right direction all you want. But if you've got clutter, that's really gonna block things. So that's why I kind of start with that. And
Yeah.
then to tack on a little bit of the on the relationship conversation, because I know a lot of people are looking for love, they're looking for that to attract that right relationship. And I always talk about, and this really actually does come from Marie Diamond. We were talking a little bit earlier, in that, a lot of times in our bedrooms, regardless if our bedrooms are in the relationship corner, so we'll set aside the feng shui piece of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it comes back from my corporate days. It's like you want to kind of act to position so that you can get it when you want that next promotion.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a relationship, then making sure that, and it sounds so simple, but I can't tell you how many homes I go into where there's a bed and there's one side table with one lamp because somebody's single. So there's no reason for the second side table and the lamp. Well, that's energetically not creating that space for that new man or woman in your life. A lot of pictures of single things, like one dove or one, just look in your life. If you're looking for a relationship, look to see how can you put pairs of things in your home just to energetically say, I'm ready for somebody else in my life. So it could be something as simple as that, specifically to relationships.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And obviously, you know me, I am the biggest and the first to confess that when there's something that I desire in my life, you tell me all the things. I'm the best student ever. You tell me all the things I need to do, and I'm on it. I got my money plant. I have it all. Right? I got a massive one over there. You best believe there's money trees all over this house.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, and in my relationship, this is just a fun example. So I had my closet. I had the custom closet thing done recently. And so I'm showing my mom, the closet. And then I get to one section of the closet and she goes, oh, wow, you have a whole lot of space over there. So why do you have so much stuff bunched up over here? And I go, well, that's for my guy. Oh, and she goes, my mom goes, you're still doing that silliness?
Yeah, it's kind of working, Mom.
Right, AKA a month before this guy came into my life. Literally, I had this closet thing done February 18th, and I first met him February 15th. So I had it designed that way before I met him, and they put it in February 18th. So 3 days before it went in, I met him. Oh. And right. And so that's the whole thing, is like creating the whole message around that is creating space.
Yes, absolutely.
And I definitely believe in that. Like, look at, is there room for a partner in your life? It sounds so simple.
I know.
And for the people like my mom in the world who's going to tell you you're crazy.
Yeah, just gotta say thank you for sharing and follow your own intuition.
Yeah, well, you're happily married. You're happily married, or whatever, happy or not, you're married. You got your guy. Just leave me to get mine. So all right, so we got relationships. What about more, anything else that you can tell us? Obviously we talked about the harmony, like really work on the decluttering and finding your personal Zen space. What about attracting more abundance?
So that's perfect, because it's so important, and it always starts with the entrance. It regardless if it's a foyer, like you're talking about the entrance of your actual home. So we come through the garage, right? So it's like, who cares? There's no energy. But I even encourage people to at least once a week or once a day, however often, enter your own home from the front entrance, just so it's getting, especially with COVID, we haven't had that many visitors. So it's just bringing energy into the space of your home, and then making sure that it feels good when you walk in, making sure that there is a little plant, there's a little, just something to welcome you and your guests, even if they're not, there's not that many people coming through the door right now. It's kind of like you hear about curb appeal energetically from the outside. So that's also important. But really, just the receiving of your home is that front door. So making sure that you're bringing energy and love and attention to that, again, just to attract it. And that's what happened for me in my story earlier, of just having the entrance of that space and me facing it and welcoming it and bringing energy up to it and thinking about it more that way had everything shift for me. So that's happening in our homes on a daily basis, how we put our energy towards it.
Mina, that is such a great point about we all have garages.
Mm-hmm.
We come in through our garage.
Yeah.
Hang on, because I think my 1 second, you guys. I think my speaker, no, looks like good. Okay. We come in through our garages, and I know that's me. I'm guilty of that. I don't really use my front door.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you say this, I'm like, yeah, for whatever reason, I have been doing it the last couple of weeks, but I recently bought a plant. And I've had it there for 2 weeks now. I put it in a planter right at my front door, and it's not in the right pot, and the wind blows it over. And half the time I'm driving home, I look at it, it's lopsided. And every day I keep making a mental note, I gotta repot that. I gotta buy the right pot. Well, today is the day. That is my entrance. That is the welcoming energy. And I don't want any crooked energy coming into my house, like weird and lopsided and just like, it doesn't matter. I mean, and I know this, I know better, but again, outside of this conversation, we just take these things for granted. Yeah. We really don't think energetically that they really matter,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But absolutely does. And I'm very good about the inside of my front door, like right there in my little foyer, it's really nice and welcoming, but that's like right outside the door.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. I visited a friend last summer, and when I got to her home, she was in my program. She'd been doing a lot of work and we've been friends for a while. So she's not only followed me and know the things, but paid for the program. Mm-hmm. And by chance, I happened to visit her home, and I said, I understand why stuff's not working.
Mm.
Like the entrance was overgrown, her garden bed full of weeds. And again, all they were doing it was one of those homes where the front entrance is on a side and then the garage is on another side. So, you just come into the garage. There's no reason ever. And it's almost like they had forgotten what that even looked like.
Yeah.
They never used it, And so my observation was both the outside overgrown, no attention, nothing. And the inside, right inside, because they don't come through the front door. So from the inside of their home, they were just shoving stuff, there. Like,
right.
It was dark. You couldn't even walk in. Well, anyway, I mean, it was really hard to have to tell my friend, because she's my client and my friend. Mm-hmm. This is what I noticed. Energetically, I feel it. And like, she did the next weekend, and I'm telling you, stuff just completely started to shift for them.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Yeah.
One of the analogies I always like to talk a little bit about is just thinking about our home as our manifesting, our container, right? So if you think of a home almost like a womb is to an unborn child. So like the health of being able to carry and the growth that's happening as you're pregnant and you're about to birth something into the world. If you think of your home as that container and that's sacred, and making sure that it's just there to receive and is clear energy all the time, always looking at and just recharging and regenerating and looking at it with that level of like sacredness, it just changes everything.
That was so profound. If you look at your home as a womb, and you know what? The second you said that, I literally got shivers, because that's what my closet feels like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it feels like. It's like, yeah. That's what it feels like. So how can we have that feeling that I get in my closet? Like it's just like, I'm just safe, I'm protected. I just can, surrender here. How can we have our entire home feel like that, have that feeling?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And sometimes that can feel a little overwhelming for people, especially with kids and book bags and shoes and everything everywhere. Like, I get it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I started with talking a little bit about creating that Zen zone, or that your private space, because at least if you can find for you that closet or your office, you've got a couple spots. But sometimes for people just starting out and thinking this way, it's just creating one little spot in your home and then you can start to expand it as time goes on, so that your whole home becomes that energetic life force for you.
Yeah. So I think our assignment coming out of our time together is to like literally take take 15 minutes and just walk around. This is what I'm going to do. So my homework is my 3 spots. I got my 3 spots where I did my, close my eyes, and I just energetically, it was like, yeah, these are the places that need your attention.
Mm-hmm.
There's some energetic stuff going on there, so just go tend to it. And then the other piece is, if you want to attract more abundance, go feel the energy of the entrance of your home. Like there's no rocket science here. You could just, I promise you just go out to your front door, stand and look and feel, and it will tell you all you need to know. Yes. And I feel like, you'll get the inspiration, whether it's to buy a potted plant, or sweep it, or get a nice welcome mat, or whatever you need, you're going to be inspired. But I think another interesting thing too, and also the Zen zone, like create a little Zen zone for yourself, is I kind of, using that analogy of my home as like the womb for me and my life, and that's its purpose, and treating it that sacred. I want to do a walkthrough of my house and really feel the health of it, just walk through with that intention. Like, it's not that I'm looking to find anything bad or wrong, but I'm walking through with the intention, like, how healthy is this space? Like, is there anything that just needs a little extra love or needs something taken away? And I feel again, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not an interior designer, or I'm not a feng shui expert or whatever, but you're a human being with energetic intelligence.
Yes.
Trust me that if you walk through your home with that intention, whatever you need to come to you, it will. It just will.
It will. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So Mina has given us a link. I'm going to post it here. And if you're on my email list, you want to check out this morning's email, because we had a link to Mina's calendar. So if this all makes sense to you, and I feel like the first time I heard this body of work, I immediately knew, there's some stuff off in my house. I just know it. You guys, listen, I sold my dream house to get a new home because I knew the energy of that house had been done serving me. Like, it made no sense to the outside world. My mom, everybody else are like, you live on almost an acre. You have every Jamaican fruit tree you've ever wanted. You've painted it all the colors you want. Like, what? Why do you want to move? And I'm like, the energy here just no longer serves me. And I'm calling in more, bigger, new things. And I need new energy. I need a new space. So I believe this with my everything. And if you feel from this conversation that you could use some extra support with this, because you're feeling like, I've been thinking that, or I don't feel at home in my home. You know that feeling? I don't feel like it's serving me. I've been living in this space, and I noticed that I'm not expanding in my finances and my relationships and my just feeling good about myself, and I could use some support. Then Mina has given us a link for you to book some time with her. I just posted it in the chat, in the comments. I'm going to post it again. Let's see. I'm going to post it again so you can all get some time with her. And if you're on our email list, check out the email that we sent this morning. There's a link in there too. But, wait a second. An error occurred. Looks like it's not posting, you guys. I don't know why. So here's what I'm going to do. Looks like Rita just said she's reaching out to you. Rita, I know you're all about this. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to type this as a banner, just so, for some reason, if it's not showing up in the comments, then you can see it. It's Mina Fies. So just like her name, Fies, minafies.com/work-with-me. So, right. So there it is. I'll leave that up there for a second if you want to type that, if it's not showing up in the chat. All right. So go ahead and do that and get some time with Mina. I can't wait to hear all the shifts and changes and that you have your closet too. And all the relationships that get manifested and the abundance that comes flowing in, happiness. And the kids are like, Mom, what have you done? I love our home. All that stuff that gets manifested because of this. One last thing, if you can all type the word reminder, so that just type reminder in the comments. So next Monday morning, you get a reminder right before we go live, so you can join us. You can join me here at 8 a.m. on Monday. So type reminder. I'm going to go back to Mina's link. Okay. So one last thing. Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Mina, are you excited?
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
So Thursday morning on Clubhouse. Listen, you guys, Clubhouse is where it's at, because while this is great, we get to talk and read the comments. On Clubhouse, you get to come on stage and ask Mina your questions directly. I don't know about you, but I would be really down for that. So if you're on Clubhouse, or if you're not, download the app. Watch for our emails Thursday mornings. We send the emails out. Click the link. Join us this Thursday morning if you want to hear more about this. I'm sure you're thinking about different areas of your home. So come ask us the questions. Come ask Mina the question. She's the expert. All right, you guys. Thanks, Mina. Any last
thoughts? Thank you. No, I just been such a pleasure to be with you and your audience, and just excited to I don't know. It was great. I feel so good.
I love it. 111. Yay. Okay. All right, you guys. We'll see you Thursday morning at 9. Thanks for being on with us. Go walk around your womb. See how it feels. I love you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mina. Thank you.